I hope you'll hear a little bit about the optionality and where to go, kind of if not ask and what y'all do is fine if you tell us, you're like, hey, well, if you want to work with us, if anyone want to work with us, you're like, hey, I want to go in this direction. So I have always transferable skills, how can they represent one newspaper? So I think
it's like tried like these are my skills. Here and there. I know that the government there is a message of what like the spy or going working with those people, but like I would think that I would what but I feel like
it's like you've auto reject
right.
That, you know, the right keywords or whatever.
I don't know, like it's like I guess like there's some numbers that talk to words and whatever, right? Well, we can do your thing like I love this pretty much
100%, exactly. I don't know that's right. That's very much wrong. You know me, like I think in this box. A lot of times it's just like every 3 seconds. Pfizer that like okay, maybe file eventually. Originally from Chicago. So that's really fascinating. Like we talk about branding too. Like there's people who are like, you are from Austin in general. But it's hard. Like I don't know if you heard that part of the conversation. Job security,
yeah, it really is.
How do you like incorporate that? So we have a pretty good strategy that we share all the time. For like take our master resume and then let it brand you as like the general like next thing you could be in, like kind of like a bucket, just called the bucket, like philosophy or whatever. And then you tweak it. Exactly. 10, 15 level.
I like that.
I share that with you. I know you're gonna ask for resumes, they're kind of boring, but anyway. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Day to day, yeah.
It's a little bit of the landscape.
I was probably gonna go digging tonight.
Yeah, no, my credit goes.
Okay, I don't want to stop you for doing that. You started my meeting? At least on it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hey, welcome back. I've seen you the last one. Yes, Junior, please remember your name. Karina Cole. So, Matt, I wanted to, Chris presented last time, but now we'll be Dr. Ritter. Oh, yeah, I'm good with faces, not so much names. Yeah. How about you? Are you good with names? Neither. Yeah. Okay, no worries. Well, I'm glad to have you back. How are you doing? Are you
4 right now. I have 1 point.
Like 4 at once or 4 like
okay.
But I don't have any progress,
no
so
progress.
I came to learn more.
Keep learning, keep putting amazing information in your head. It's like people like this, like they have so much great info to share, and the job market's also amazing, so much to learn. I'm glad you're just trying. Keep going. No, definitely. What else can you do?
Yeah. See some progress eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, same. I'm actually on my way to grab a drink, so I'll be right back. Yeah, cool.
So we have that.
I'm starting at 6 minutes. If you haven't gotten a headshot, or if you want to get a
started another one.
oh, you can have maybe talk to Chris or Chris. Remember the
yeah, well, I find it
time, right?
They did.
Very interesting. I always get coming back to it because of so many problems that are not
I'll give you the QR
hard to
code.
solve.
Yeah, we can find it for you.
There's a lot of
Yeah, we'll find it.
Okay.
and so we started off.
You were there at the last
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
I'm so glad you came back.
Yeah, I came back. Because I don't see any progress, so I
Yeah.
need to learn more.
It can be tough, really tough. Yeah. But that is doing that for solutions a few years now. He was like he was a
Well, yeah, there's already solutions out there. They're horrible.
So that's what you're doing on today's talk.
But anyways, so I tried like 4 or 5 of them in the summer. And then in the middle of it, I paid off. I'm like, oh. And of course, the market isn't what it is right now.
What stuff is flying for it? Like help them out. Yeah, it's difficult.
It's more than
you have to
difficult.
play you have to screen.
And so they knew just finding jobs in applying to less than 1% people apply.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'll share some stats.
Yeah, I would love to see your stats because
Like if you have any
what is a little bit weird.
well, if your brand's like that's probably less than 1% around 12.
And again, it depends on the role and everything like that. Yeah. But what we see is actually it's less than 1%.
Check, check, check.
And so
Hello, for those of you on the live stream right now, we're about to start the talk right at 6:15, so thank you for joining. We're so excited, and just stay tuned.
So what we realized is AI's not there. Network is not there. The tool's going to be useful for humans, but not. So we actually ended up doing this. We actually hired a former recruiter and they are working with a client account. The networking, they find jobs, they apply to them, they do everything, right? You're basically your executive assistant. And so we've been running that. The goal is to actually be a full agency where we just work with you, and what I mean is that like you're involved. Like you're not just gonna sit back thinking coladas and watch your like you actually have to do interviews, you actually have to do some stuff. You know, we encourage them to look for jobs too. At least like I said, so it might be kind of and but so we're going to stay we actually see some people in the job. We want someone to be going in for someone I was like, I have a runner actually right off of my right leg. I got laid off. This is the market. What we're seeing, this is my in 2019, this is from Spotify. So I'm like, see, now I think I can like 70% of referrals actually about 5% of what I'm doing. Now it's like that's it's better than 5%. It's like 5%. Because so many people we're getting about these companies bring back 2,000.
Okay, good.
Well, and see, this is also the problem. COVID knocked out everybody. Knocked out mine. I still have to do different strategies. Yeah. We sat at home. Because I run several meetups here in town. So, but for individual contributor, $6 to 8 months to find a job for management level.
We are starting in 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Worst case, 6 months. Like I'm here if you do everything. Well, this is why it's telling people, because after about 2 weeks of trying to define, they get demoralized, and then they're like, this is why you need us. Or something like, or whatever. Because, number one, this is why we ask people to do it. They need to keep checking in. It's 3 months. So that's why when you find good, these people are working. It's working. I mean, people's like, I had a workers after a week of these. I don't have an interview. A lot of expectations. I'm like, I work, so I have a lot of fun. Yes. Yeah. So we've been doing this right now. We're doing enough. People are now. So I didn't go any more. It's not going to work. But you have more service. I've always had a nose to the ground and focus. Yeah, we're trying to select right now. We're trying to This people charge $15. So there's people who charge $15. It's worth it.
All right, if everyone could take your seats, get settled. Thank you very much. And we'll start the talk. Gets all quiet. I love that. Awesome. Thank you everyone so much for joining today's meetup. And please take that, someone has got to take the front seat because there's so much good energy here in the front seat. I don't know why no one, if 1 or 2 people want to take the front seat, I'd love that. Ben, there we go. Boom, love it. We're going to be taking some photos as well. So we're going to get some nice shots in here. Want to introduce myself real quick. I won't take very long because I want to get to today's amazing talk. My name is Chris Villanueva. I'm the founder and CEO of Let's Eat Grandma. Yes, there's a comma in there because we don't want to eat our grandmother, we want to eat with her. Really important distinction. We have been around since 2014. We've helped 10,000 job seekers with our resume writing packages, and we've been featured on New York Post, Money.com, different publications as well. I'm here today because I want to meet the local job seekers of Austin, Texas, and it's really important to me to stay local. So I'll talk about the vision in a second here, but I'm really glad that you all are here today. And if you're on the live stream, I'm really glad you're here as well. We're going to be reading your comments as well, and we'll might have to interrupt Ben a couple of times for your comments, but do leave your questions as well, and I'm glad you're here. Want to give a quick shout out to Capital Factory. I've been a member here since 2017. It's a solid co-working space and a good opportunity to meet people. So thank you so much for sponsoring today's space here at Capital Factory. We love you. As I mentioned, the vision behind today's series is to foster community. So please, beyond the headshots, I would love for you to all meet each other, find opportunities to network. We've had folks come away from these events. Some person was like, oh, I got to scored a job through meeting somebody at one of your events before. So you never know who you're going to meet, so feel free to connect on LinkedIn. We're all here to help each other out, and that's the vision behind this. Quick thing, Matt at the very end of this is going to, actually Matt, if you wouldn't mind passing this out now, just so we don't forget. So these QR codes are going to contain a free resume critique from our company if you want to take advantage of that. And also the LinkedIn headshots as well, we're going to post as well. So I would download them as quickly as you possibly can because Carrie Ann's going to get them. A bunch of different things, including the recording of this event, is going to be on that QR code here. So we'll get those handed out to you as well. All right. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our host. The person who's going to be delivering this presentation today is a friend of mine. I met him because he was a podcast guest on the Career Warrior podcast. Ended up becoming a good friend of mine here in Austin, Texas. He is a partner of ours. He helps with our career coaching aspect of our resume service as well. He's the founder of Live for Yourself Consulting, and he just does some really amazing things here in the career space. So everyone, without further ado, please welcome Dr. Benjamin Ritter here to the stage.
How's everybody feeling? Good. Okay, with your hands, show me with numbers, 1 to 10, how we feeling? Okay, we got some 10s, we got a 7. We got 2. Okay, I hope to make you a 3 by the end of today and hope you feel better. Okay, everyone, if you see him, give him a hug, maybe say, I hope you feel better, ask him what's going on, create connections. So I'm not gonna go through a bio or anything like that, but I do recommend that potentially scan the QR code or find me on LinkedIn or post something about me on Instagram if you like. After events, I go through, I pick like the top 2 posts and I offer you something free. So maybe you want a 30-minute free job search strategy session. Maybe you're dealing with something at work or with the job search itself, or maybe leadership development. Just post something, I'll reach out, we'll connect, and we'll see if you win. You have the clicker? Okay, everyone think really hard to change the slide. See if we have some superpowers. You can put it on a resume. Awesome, thank you. Okay, here we go. This is just a bunch of the brands that I've done stuff for. So basically, I'm a leadership and career coach. I do executive assessment for selection and development. So if you're going in for a job interview, I've probably been one of the people figuring out what to ask you and how to rate you. I also provide individual one-on-one career coaching and leadership coaching, generally specifically for leaders, because pitching yourself and your brand when you're at interviews as a leader is a little bit different to convey some of the skills and strategies that people are looking for. I'm going to ask you a couple things. So phones are totally okay. If you want to take pictures, take notes, please do, but I ask you to please silence your phones, because those bings and rings tend to get a little distracting. We are here potentially on the job hunt. Who's looking? Raise your hand. Okay, almost everyone. Who at some point in their life will look for a job? Okay, awesome, probably everybody. So this is a safe space. You're not on camera, I'm on camera. So if you'd like to share something, please do, but I just ask that everyone around you to respect that, respect confidentiality, and to please show everyone the same respect that you would like to be shown to you. And then you're all engaging, so awesome, but I tend to ask a lot of questions to the audience. We will have time for questions at the end, but feel free to raise your hand and just be like, Ben, this makes no sense, this goes against everything I've heard before, everything you said is wrong, prove me right. You're allowed to do that. It's totally acceptable. Okay? Head nods? Awesome. Okay, so when it comes to the job search, we tend to overcomplicate everything. I can't tell you how often I start working with a client and they're just like, well, today I read through 7 jobs, but I didn't meet all of the requirements. Like one of the requirements said I needed 7 years, but I only have 6.5, so I didn't apply. People think these things, they say these things, and I promise you, in the job hunt, you are overcomplicating it. The other thing that they do, and we were talking about this earlier, is people underinvest. They don't understand that your resume probably isn't good enough unless you've hired someone to help you build it. And sometimes even when you hire someone, they didn't do a very good job. So it's good to get a second opinion, or use Let's Eat Grandma. They don't spend enough time applying for jobs. They haven't spent enough time basically doing the things that are going to help them stand out to employers. Because this market, to be honest, kind of sucks. But that's not really an excuse. It just says that, oh, I maybe have to change up how I'm approaching it. And that's okay, because knowing the game you have to play helps you win. And we're here to help you win. So the things that I'm going to share today are going to help you kind of make things a little bit simpler and hopefully give you some motivation and some tools to start investing a little bit more. Okay, let's talk about the first mistake that we're making in the job search. Who knows what they're looking for from a job perspective? Raise a hand. Okay. What's the job title you're looking for?
Director of Product Management.
Director of Product Management. Is it any specific industry?
Definitely ones I don't want.
Ones you don't want. Okay, so I'm screening things out. Awesome. Who else?
RevOps manager.
RevOps manager. Awesome. Clear. Concise. I understand what you're looking for, and now I probably can match you to something that comes up within my mind. Now that's the start, knowing the title of the job you're looking for. I end up working with clients that are very, very afraid of making that statement. I can't tell you how often I get on a call with someone and they go, well, I can do anything if they just trust me. And so they go into an interview, and I kid you not, they say, well, I have experience doing everything. What would you like to know about me? And they have a little bit of FOMO that they're going to miss out on the job that's actually right for them. And they don't get specific and share those titles like that. They don't get specific and share their experience. So their brand doesn't really exist. Or their brand is everything, which really means their brand is nothing. So let's have a little fun as a group. Pull out your phones. Open up LinkedIn if you have it. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, shame on you. Sit in the corner. You need one. Pull up your phones, pull up your LinkedIn profile if you want to play the game, and then share it with someone next to you. Maybe use this opportunity to connect with them. Say, hey, look up my name, pull me up. And then just take a second and say, what job do you think I am looking for? Yeah, walk over to the table maybe. Just take a second, share your phones with each other or look each other up on LinkedIn. What job do you think that person is looking for? I'm going to give you 20 seconds. It should actually be 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Someone make an alarm sound. Okay, enough. Please keep connecting though if you are connecting with each other. How'd that go? Did people get the right impression? Did the brand align with your expectations? Does anyone see an opportunity maybe for some branding improvements? So you can actually try this with your friends. Probably not your family, but even potentially with strangers to say, what did you get from this? What job do you think I'm looking for? What industry do you think I'm qualified for? And that's going to help you at least get started on where you might have some gaps. Anyone have any feedback from that fun little test? Anyone okay, I'm right on track. Good, awesome. Or no, I have some improvement to make. We have a very engaged crowd, everyone that's watching live. They're now I got them on their phones, they don't want to get off. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going to different content. Who here does not know what they want to do for their career, for their next job? Raise your hand, it's totally okay. I don't know what I want to do. No, maybe in the future. Okay, we have 2. So it's very difficult to brand yourself in any way, shape, or form if you aren't really sure at least what, like, the job you want to try next. So we're not going to solve this issue now for the 2 people that raised their hands. Thank you for being open and honest. But I highly recommend that you take a photo of this slide and you spend a little bit of time just reflecting and answering some questions for yourself. Clarity doesn't have to be, I know the exact job title that I want, as we shared earlier. But it should be, I know the job that I want to try next. Just telling somebody, like, I don't really know what I want, leaves you with nothing. But going to them and say, I actually have a lot of interest in XYZ. I have these skills and that's why I want to be in this industry, in this field. That gives them an idea of how to help you, even if you're not 100% sure. And I promise you, you have a whole career ahead of you. The job that you do next is not going to be the last job of your life. I think I've changed careers about 3.5, 4 times. That half is an interesting piece. Ask me about it later. Now I know the industry that I want to be in now, and I know the values that I'm focusing on, and how I'm impacting the world through my work. But the actual job function may change in the future, depending on what I want to learn, what I want to experience. Maybe how the world changes too. Okay, let's keep going. So let's say you know what you want. You have an idea of what you want to do next. I would like the slides to move forwards. There we go. So once you know the direction that you want to go, you have to be able to, hold on a second, learn how to use a clicker. You have to learn how to explain it. So who here has like the best elevator pitch ever? You're like, I go into an interview, and what's the first question they ask you? Tell me about yourself. Yep. And this is the thing people remember. This is how you make an impression immediately. This is the thing that they go, did I send the email to the right person? Do I want to keep talking to this person? Okay. Anyone? Anyone want to share? It's okay, I have my own. Oh, did you raise your hand? Okay. But so this is the thing, this is the thing that we know people are going to ask us, but it is the thing that we are so afraid of doing and sharing. And so why don't we write it down? And what if we had an equation or a template on how to answer this question? Okay, so again, please take a picture. Maybe we can share these slides in the future. But I'm going to tell you my own. So I'm a leadership coach with over 12 years of experience guiding the leadership and career development of high-achieving professionals. And yes, I'm reading. And you can too on a call. I've coached over 500 leaders on areas such as executive communication and presence, career clarity, how to navigate their career, and how to be fulfilled at work. The executive coaching role at your organization is a really exciting opportunity. I'm really looking forward to finding a new position so that I can guide a generation of leaders to do more of what I love. And that's it. What is missing from this tell me about yourself that generally maybe you start with or that you use or that you've heard from other people? I heard some whispers. What you've done. Yeah. Even more so, chronologically, from when you were a baby, right? It's like, when I was in high school, I was selected first for the baseball team. Now, people tend to go very far back in their history when answering this question. But you have to ask yourself, what are people really looking for? They're looking for, is this person qualified for the role? Period. And then you can add a little extra sauce to it and tell them why you're interested in working for them, which is the question that's probably coming up next. You're going to add something? No? Okay. So the first sentence of tell me, yeah. 100%, yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. But one of those slides has to be like a cat doing something funny. Like you just have to add a slide in. Okay, pop it in. Some sort of GIF. Okay. Or a picture of all of us being like, we got ya. Okay. So that first sentence is a mic drop. It's, why are you qualified for the role? It should be, the opening sentence is, I have X years of experience, or I'm the exact job title of what you're looking for, or I've done the exact same thing, and here's a requirement that I've done. The second sentence is just some additional keywords and skills of why you're qualified for the role, not your history. If they cared about the job 3 times ago, they'll look at your resume. And then the last sentence is why you're very excited about working for the company, no matter what it is. And so yes, you might have to adjust your tell me about yourself for that recruiter call. I want to talk about that in a little bit. But it is going to, night and day, change the game and their perception of you. Because generally the person that's talking to you, entry-level recruiter, maybe experienced recruiter, generally not the hiring manager, they're just trying to fit you in a box, and you need to make sure that you fit in that box. So if you are not trying to be everything, you're memorable. So make sure you know what that next job is. Doesn't have to be the only job or that final job. Just the next job. At least the job that relates to the person that you're talking to. Make sure you know how to tell that tell me about yourself story. And then what we just did with LinkedIn, do it for your resume and your LinkedIn and any other websites you have online about yourself. So make sure that you are very, very clear on your brand so that people can remember what your brand is, and then they can help you. Any questions on the first mistake before we go on to the next one?
Should you take that first question as an opportunity to like highlight accomplishments, or do you think just focusing on like past experience is kind of a good way to kick off the conversation?
So in that second sentence, the tell me about yourself, if you have like a major project that relates very closely to the job, throw it in there. So, yep, my name is Ben, 12 years of experience in leadership and executive development. Most recently, I facilitated a room of 250 emerging leaders, working on such skills as feedback, coaching, and delegation. The result of that was we actually did an engagement survey, and we had like a 98% satisfaction rate, and we're now following up to see how they bring that back to their team. I'm really excited about this opportunity because I saw in one of the bullets that you actually have a new emerging leaders program that's launching next year, and I'm very excited about building one from scratch. So something like that. Yeah. I am not Chris, I'm sorry. It knew that it wasn't me, or it wasn't you. Yeah. So we'll take this time, answer some questions from the audience. Any other questions that we have before we move on? Please.
What are your thoughts on that elevator pitch if it's something that you haven't done before, or like a new opportunity that maybe you don't have prior experience?
We're going to talk about this in a little bit, but what's crucial is if you know that you don't know something, learn it, figure out how to know it. The worst thing you can do is say that I'm new to this field, or I'm transitioning to this field, or I've never done that before. Those might be facts. Totally okay that those are reality, and they may even say that themselves because they're gonna notice that. But you yourself have to portray yourself as the confident best fit for the role. And so let's say you haven't done this job before. You go study whatever that area is. Like, for example, let's say I've never done leadership development programs before, never done career coaching before. I'm going to go listen to like 8 podcasts on the topic. So now you probably have more terminology in your mind than other people do that are currently interviewing or working in the field, because you have more up-to-date knowledge. Maybe you read a book on the topic. Maybe you talk to 3 people through LinkedIn on the topic. And then whatever it is, like whatever the program is, let's say it's a leadership development program, make one up. And not that you've done it, but like write down the different modules, how you would facilitate it in that regard. I know you're in marketing, so maybe it's a certain marketing campaign, and then orient it towards the company. So to say, okay, so I'm going to go interview for this company that is in health tech. Okay, so I know that their target market is XYZ. They're looking for someone to run these like A/B campaigns or whatever it is. I'm going to go make one up in terms of how I would apply it to this company. So then I go in during the interview and they ask you, well, tell me about the experience you've had during like an A/B campaign. And you just go, well, I know that the most important aspects of these campaigns are, and you share a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit more of how you want to roll this out at your company? And then they give you some information and you go, great, how I would implement this is, and you don't even bring up the fact that you've never done it. You steer it completely towards best practices and then their own company. They may follow up and be like, have you done one before? And be like, you know, in an actual employer, no, but I've built one for your company if you'd like me to walk through it. Okay, we're in. Sweet. Okay, let's go back. Close your eyes. Okay, so the next mistake is winging it. How many people spend a half an hour preparing for interviews? Show of hands. How many people spend an hour preparing for interviews? Okay, I shouldn't go up. How many people spend 10 minutes preparing for interviews? How many people have not had an interview? Okay. So actually, this happens pretty regularly. You'll be working with a client, got an interview, and maybe they're telling me about previous interviews, and I'm like, how'd it go? And they're like, well, not very good. I go, how much time did you prepare? Same answer, not much. Or I'll get on a call with somebody, and I'll start asking them questions about their work. Like, hey, what do you do for work? And they won't have an answer. I'm like, what makes you qualified for the role that you're interested in? They won't have an answer. And it's totally okay. I get it. We don't talk about our jobs. We just do our jobs. But it's very important that at least the base level, that we're able to describe what we do, our skills, and what makes us qualified for the job we're interested in. That means that we got to prepare. I know, right? Silly. I shouldn't have to. Okay, these are some sample bullet points for a head of talent position. I only chose the responsibilities to hint at like the simplest thing that you can do to stand out in an interview. What might we think that I'm going to ask about preparation and not winging it with a copy paste of the responsibilities of a job description? No wrong answer. What am I gonna suggest when it comes to preparation? Read it. That's like, actually, wasn't even thinking that, but that's a very, very, very good suggestion. Hiring managers, and I help build job descriptions. Generally, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, there is some hiring manager and maybe even an HR business partner or maybe even a chief people officer that is responsible for creating and approving these job descriptions. And very often we ignore them. We spend most of our time preparing, looking at the company website, trying to learn about the people that we're interviewing with, if we do. Maybe listening to a podcast about the company, highly recommend if you don't do that. But we spend very little time actually preparing for the questions that are going to be asked. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work here? And then even more importantly, the requirements section, the responsibilities section of a job description. And so this is actually really easy now with ChatGPT. You don't even have to learn how to turn bullet points into questions. But you can literally type in a ChatGPT, act like an experienced recruiter at this company. You can include the company because generally they'll even like scan their website and pick out their values. Use the following job description. Focus, and you can copy paste the job description. Focus more on the requirements section or the responsibility section and create 10 questions that you might ask during an interview. That is the easiest way to prepare for actual questions you might be asked during an interview. And I promise you, if you have answers to these questions, you're going to do more, like look at this room, do more than most of the people that go into that interview. It doesn't take that long once you prepare your stories overall, but it will change the game. And it will also make you more confident, which will help you show up in a way to help you get that job. How many people use a model to create stories? What do we use?
What is that model called? I'll get back to you.
Well, we have one, and it's on a document somewhere that we use. Awesome. What else? Car. Yeah.
I use star for answering, but when I do like data-driven stories, if they ask me more of a question sort of thing that can be I use that.
Okay. Do we have any other models in the room?
Star.
Star? Yeah. Star's great. Star sometimes can be a little confusing because like what's the S, what's the T? Like how is this different? Like aren't they the same? So generally I like to simplify it and use CAR, which can mean a lot of different things, but generally it means context, action, and result. So like what is going on in this situation that you were a part of? What was the actions that you took? And what was the result of that situation?
I was thinking the other one that came up from like a past guest of SPAR, like which is it's like situation problem, which has like a focus on the problem and an action result.
Yeah, awesome. Love it. Because in the context can include a problem, but we might forget. So having SPAR, like you're fighting in an interview, can help you out. But oftentimes what people don't do is they skip over the actions. They are very broad. And I promise you the person that's interviewing you is sitting there and might not even know the industry that you're interviewing in, or doesn't really believe you because you haven't even said something as simple as, I wrote down a list of the people that needed to know about this project and I sent them the information, which sounds so basic, but if you don't say things that are basic, they might not actually think you know how to do the job. Because the only thing that someone knows in an interview is what you tell them. They can't assume. And I've seen way too many candidates not get selected for a role because they weren't specific enough about the actions that they took and the results that occurred because of those actions. What's awesome is we can record ourselves now. And so if we want to practice, we can actually listen back and say, if I didn't know if I didn't know myself, would I think I actually did the thing that I'm saying? Would I actually think that I covered all the steps that are required in this project or for this role? So this might seem really simple, again, but because we tend to overcomplicate things, we're just not focusing our time on the right things. So I promise you, if you look at the job responsibility section, the requirements, use ChatGPT or try creating your own questions, and then prepare some stories, interviewing is going to be a lot easier and you're going to be much more successful. I just want to reiterate one more time, the recruiter, the person that's on the phone listening to you or on the video call, generally in the first or second stage, is trying to fit you into those requirements. And they might even go step by step, and they're filling in next to that, they're filling in all the information that you're sharing. And so the more specific you are, the better, and then they're taking that information, usually presenting it to the hiring manager. So if you find that you're maybe missing out on that like first interview, you're not moving forwards, really, I can't stress this enough, to do a little bit more time in terms of preparation. So be the expert of your field, of that next job. People only know what you tell them, and generally we can't tell them, we have to show them, so those stories are important. If I tell you that I'm funny, but I say like, I'm really funny, I promise you that I'm funny. You believe I'm funny. No? You don't seem convinced. But maybe I tell you a joke instead. Or I tell you about a story where I was a stand-up comic. All of a sudden now, you might actually start believing me. And let's say you haven't done the job that you're interviewing for. Asking additional questions to figure out how it's actually going to impact the organization can help you orient your question. So if they ask you about a certain campaign, and then you ask them follow-up questions to get information that you can plug into your answer, that's going to make you seem more credible. Okay, that was number 2. Ready to move on? You still with me? Okay, awesome. Here we go. Number 3, playing it safe. Whew. I was sharing this earlier before we started. It is so disappointing to talk to someone on the job search and just to hear things like, I can't reach out to that person. I can't apply to that job. I can't go to that event. So kudos to all of you. Seriously, huge. But this is a tough market, and if we play it safe, we're just going to stay in our little box, and no one's ever going to hear about us. We were sharing some stats. They seem to be a little worse than the ones I have on the board. But in general, 2 to 5% response rate for cold applications is how it used to be. And that's if you have a resume done by Let's Eat Grandma. Maybe you're working with a coach, but your brand's like on point, it's consistent, it's aligned. That means that I'm gonna hear maybe back from 2 to 5 applications that I send out, if we're lucky. That is almost depressing. It's like, that seems a little defeated. But that means also, I look at it differently and I go, well, I better apply to 1,000 jobs. I want to get some interviews. 60 to 70% of jobs are not posted. 85% are filled through some sort of referral. And just through my own testing, about 30% of LinkedIn connection requests will accept, 50% will apply to a message. Generally, you have to send 2 to 3 messages to get them to reply, by the way. And then about 20 to 30% will agree to a call. If you play it safe, you're not getting interviews. If you're not there shouting from the rooftops, you're not getting interviews. And that's okay. That's just the game. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe someone reaches out to you, and so great. But I'm talking about, like, let's play the game. What are the rules? What's the averages? How do we win? So in the job search, what are some beliefs that you have? What are you potentially afraid of doing right now? Anything? Posting on LinkedIn, yep, yeah. Does LinkedIn, just like, we don't know about LinkedIn's algorithm. I know you know a little bit about LinkedIn's algorithm. Does LinkedIn like it when you post? Does it help with exposure? Yeah, yeah. Does it matter what you post?
Comments too.
Comments, yeah.
Commenting on other people's posts. One time I got, like, sometimes I get way more engagement through commenting on people's stuff than posting itself. So that's one thing that surprised me through countering.
Commenting on someone's comment, by the way, is a little trick. Yeah, it like soups up engagement. So basically just using LinkedIn. How many people have posted in the last 24 hours on LinkedIn? That's pretty good. Last week. Past 6 months. Okay, not bad. Yeah. However you want to engage on LinkedIn, I promise you is better than not engaging. Like something, share an article that you've seen, comment on someone's post, comment on a comment on someone's post. LinkedIn will start liking a little bit more, you'll get more exposure. Even following companies expands your network. Following people and thought leaders. Think about LinkedIn as a website. You want to drive traffic to it. What else? What are we afraid of doing?
Do you recommend a premium account, or it doesn't matter?
Kind of depends. So I test it out. I do recommend premium overall, but it depends. If you're strapped for cash, I totally understand that you might not want to do it. There's a free trial of 14 days, but it does help increase visibility if you are using it to network. So I'd say, like, if you know that you're going to double down on outreach and really trying to build your community of people that would be like a level above you, maybe your future boss and maybe peers, then I say yes, get LinkedIn Premium because it helps build not just credibility for people that look at your profile, but also it creates visibility and exposure to those individuals too. I'm happy to additional comments if other people have different ideas, but that's what I would recommend.
Reaching out to hiring managers directly.
Yeah, reaching out to hiring managers directly. If you're afraid of that, why not try it out? Sometimes it lists the person on the job itself. Send them a message. I do recommend that person generally is like a bouncer at a nightclub or like a maitre d' at a really fancy restaurant. Everyone's coming up to them and being like, can I get in? Like, are you on the list? Like, no, okay. So you kind of go to the back of the line. I recommend more so like going to the cooks or the bartenders are outside just kind of hanging out on break, maybe smoking a cigarette. We don't smoke. I mean like hanging out, drinking a Red Bull. And you're just like, hey, I hear this restaurant's kind of cool. And you're like, hey, I hear this company's kind of cool. Can you tell me about it? I'd love to connect. And then you talk to them for about 15 minutes and like, oh man, I got to go back inside. And you're like, oh, you work there? Like, they're like, yeah, you want to come in? So generally, like the hiring manager or the recruiter is someone that's a gatekeeper. And gatekeepers usually don't let people in that they don't already know or want to be in. You kind of want to find the people that are working at the company that aren't exactly in that position.
If I can add,
Yeah.
calling the manager directly a good or bad idea.
Yeah, okay, cool. We got there. So, be fearless. That means maybe I'll send a connection request on LinkedIn. Awesome. What about calling them? Like, wow. Or finding their email, sending them an email, like a nice email, saying, really interested in your company, your industry. I see you're in this, I see you do this job. I do, this type of work too. Would love to connect, would love to talk. Don't have to ask for a job, but ask for a connection to build those relationships. Get out of the clutter. Call them, I love that. Email them, I love that. Go to a website form, go into their contact form and put your information and say, I'd love to talk to the head of blah, blah, blah. Go to their Instagram, send them a message. Be like, hey, your company is amazing. I work in this industry as a product manager. Like, I would love to talk to someone that's like deals with your product. Why not? What do you have to lose? I've had clients get interviews from emails. I've had clients get emails from phone calls. I've had clients get emails from LinkedIn requests. Whatever you're afraid of, try it out.
An example of that is I've actually gone and used their product, wrote up a case study and criticism of it, do criticism, right? Talk about the problems and how to improve it, emailed it to them, and got an interview.
Yeah, part of that is also investment. So if you're interested in working for a company and you know you want to work for your company, it's your ideal job. I consider that like $1 million. What would you do for $1 million? I probably would go to their website, try out their product, and then use my product expertise, show them that I'm credible, but also send an email to them to have a conversation with someone that deals with their product. Why not? And if you know a company has a problem, if you know that they're looking for you to hire someone for a specific reason, why not spend a half an hour, use the skills that you have, create something for them? Even if you don't have an interview for them. Okay, so we're being fearless. Okay, I said there were 3. I lied. There's 4. This one's very quick. I promise we'll get to questions. And this is the one that just like rips my heart apart. This is a really difficult thing to do. It is one of the only things in our life that almost 99% of the time we are not going to win. Like if we are leading into our job search, waiting for validation, like interviews and to move forwards, we're going to be crushed. I can't tell you how many people that I've worked with that were in a final round interview for something, and they spent the time and energy. It's like 3 months in, they're in this final round. They think they're going to get the job. They know they're going to get the job. Everything's going perfect. And I'm like, hey, just like, want to let you know, there might be 2 or 3 other people that are saying the same thing to their coach. And that's okay. Like, you might not get the job, but the only way for sure not to get the job is to stop looking for the job. So you gotta keep your foot to the floor, or like maybe kind of like 3/4 raised, so that you stay energized, that you stay motivated, but you still are doing the things that work. And you're applying to jobs, maybe hitting up some recruiters, and constantly nurturing them because they might forget about you unless you've done a lot of work on the story and sent them an email, and then sent them another email, and you just have to let them know a lot. And then the third piece, I'm building my network. I'm making connections, I'm being unique, I'm standing out. It's really simple, but not easy, but it does get easy with practice. It does get easy with practice. Okay, so to review, stop trying to be everything, be memorable. Stop winging it, be the expert. Stop playing it safe, be fearless. And stop giving up, be committed. It's okay to take a little bit of a break, I totally understand that. But try to do at least the bare minimum to make sure that you're not leaving potential jobs on the table. Okay, so I said there was a giveaway before if you made a post. There's also a giveaway if you sign up for the email list. So there's 2 ways to win. Make a post online or sign up for the email list at my website. You get a free guide to creating a fulfilling career. And I'll go in and select 3 people to dive in a little bit deeper about what's going on in your job search and hopefully create some solutions and some value. Give you a second. liveforyourselfconsulting.com if you want it. You can ask me for the QR code later. One more piece. I talked about fear. I got a book coming out at the end of the year. Watch out for it. It's called Becoming Fearless. It covers your personal and professional life. and a lot of the things in between. So if you sign up for the email list, you'll hear about that as well. Okay, that's all I got. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, everyone, one massive round of applause once again for Dr. Benjamin Ritter. Thank you so much. Yeah. So if you need career help, highly recommend reaching out to Ben. He has a ton of content on his website, like podcasts. He's been on videos. He has his own podcast, and he's just a phenomenal speaker. I also do want to add some more thank yous here. Carrie Ann has been taking photos. The headshots for all of you to put you on the spot. So thank you, Carrie Ann Randall. Yeah. I've known Carrie Ann for 16 years, since high school, 16, 17, 18. But basically, she's phenomenally talented. If you ever do need future photo work, do reach out to her. Also, thank you to my brother and co-founder, Matthew Villanueva, for all the back-end logistics, and my lovely wife, who helped with logistics as well, and the snacks and all the stuff you see here. So, just two things. I don't want y'all to rush on out of here because, A, who has not gotten a headshot who still needs a headshot? Raise your hand. Okay, perfect. So if y'all could hang out sort of in that back area, Celeste can make sure that you get in. The last thing that I want to do, I normally reserve this for the very beginning of our talks, but we're going to go around really quickly and just introduce yourself. So your name number one. Number two, we are going to get the favorite city you've ever vacationed at. I don't know, that's a fun one. And the third thing is generally what you do professionally. So when I say what you do professionally, think about where you're headed, not I've been in restaurants, for example, and I'm looking to get out of that. Just talk about your future, what you're looking to strive for. The live stream can't hear you. Don't worry too much about that kind of stuff. And I do appreciate the live stream audience as well. Thank you for attending as well. So really quick, it's nothing formal, just a way for us to kind of like say hello. And afterwards, I encourage you to make a connection. Make connections on LinkedIn, as Ben said during his talk as well. So, go ahead. Oh, yeah, you mean the live stream? You mean like you?
Okay, so after you introduce yourself, if you have a really important question that you're wondering about in your own job search, just share it, and we'll try to take the top ones at the end and just answer a couple of the audience's questions. Got it. That's a good idea. Yeah, thank you for that. And Matt, do you have something else you wanted to add there? No, that was really good. Thank you for that. It's good. Okay, so it'll go like this. Basically, Chris Villanueva, favorite city I vacationed at. I'll put Burlington, Vermont, because that's where I had my honeymoon. I'm not just sucking up because she's right there. And I am the founder of a resume writing service, so we're looking to help mid to senior level job seekers get more interviews. So I'll pass it on over to you. Would you mind going next?
Yeah, I can go.
Perfect.
Mark Steffen, and the favorite vacation place. Over a year ago, I ran 120 miles around Mont Blanc through 3 countries. Didn't know it was a running trip though when I went. I thought it was just hiking, and then found out I signed up for a trail running group. Anyways, and I'm looking for product management leadership roles, director or VP, depending on the size of the company. Thanks.
Jack Leopard. Favorite vacation spot is Spanish Ontario. That's where my family goes on fishing trips. So it's a good little kind of off-grid type situation to disconnect, spend time with the family. So that'd be number one. Currently, I'm a RevOps manager. I'm looking to move to bigger companies, potentially in like strategy and operations world. So less on RevOps, more on kind of corporate strategy.
Hi, Erica Rappelday. Favorite vacation spot, probably Interlaken, Switzerland. Kind of like fake looking. It's so beautiful. Would highly recommend. Also, it's super expensive, but gotta do it every once in a while. Currently a consumer marketer in pharmaceuticals, looking for brand management positions outside of the healthcare industry.
Diego Heraldez, the Maldives. That's where I went.
Hi everyone, I'm Julian. Favorite vacation spot would be Miami, Florida. And I'm a software engineer looking to get another software engineer role.
I'm Karina. Favorite vacation will be city in the jungle in Colombia called Minca. I work in health and wellness, mostly digital marketing and content creation.
Hey everyone, Michael. Favorite vacation spot would be, I guess, Costa Rica. Just getting licensing onto the beaches that are right in the jungle. That's pretty incredible. I do my background is in SaaS sales. I'm an account executive, and I'm looking to transition into like a system integrator, consulting sales, along those lines, maybe a bar.
I'm Alikam Gibraj. My favorite vacation spot was also near Mont Chamonix. I went skiing there. It was incredible. I am currently in tech and strategy and partnerships. And I'm looking for either a role that's more on the corporate strategy side or in tech.
Hi everyone, I'm Amit Malai. Favorite city or spot, I would say Banff, Jasper. It's pretty beautiful there, very good nature, scenery. And so I'm a product leader in, I would say, the e-commerce space. And I would say I'm kind of looking for principal PM, BPM, e-commerce, retail, and that kind of things.
Kevin Dyke, favorite vacation city is probably not city. It's a good Yellowstone, just get as far away from civilization as possible. Just love it out there. So currently in managed services, kind of building out plans for different companies. Looking to kind of stay in the same place, but different company, different vision, kind of building something else.
You want to talk?
Okay. I'm Devon. My favorite vacation spot is Playa del Carmen, Mexico. It has beautiful cenotes, beaches, and all kinds of nature stuff, and great food. Roles I'm looking for are technology leadership. I'm currently a data science manager in a private equity company. Looking for similar roles in higher leadership, data technology, machine learning.
And that leaves me, Rebecca Stone, like a rock, because make yourself memorable. Yes. Applied to learn. I work in research mostly around product and how we build products, but at the intersection with policy, I actually had the opportunity over the last several months to respond to legislation for the Artificial Intelligence Act in the EU from the public side. That was really awesome. I want to work in policy and product together, and I actually interviewed about 5 hours ago with the state. So that is what I'm going for. Yes, thank you. We'd love to connect to all of you. Oh, favorite vacation place, yes. Marbella, Spain. It's pretty cool, close to myself.
I'll go. Hello everyone, Matt Vinueva. I work with Chris, Let's Eat Grandma. I head up the operations team, so I help with the wonderful writing team to help get the job done and help work with many happy clients, and sales manager as well, if you want to call me that. My favorite vacation spot, probably New Orleans. Big foodie and music and really fun city. So.
Hi, I'm Ben. Favorite vacation spot, might not be favorite, but most visited over the past year has been Costa Rica, and we've gone somewhere new each time. Last time, we just got back from Osa Peninsula, which is amazing, Corcovado National Park, a couple months ago.
Oh, JP, Regalado. I've worked in the entertainment space. Currently, most recently, creative director for Citibank in New York. Kind of want to continue in that space, but in the partnership marketing, on the partnership marketing side, or AI and music side.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea. My favorite city is Cusco, Peru. I help companies that are in financial distress, and I really enjoy it. I like to dive deeper into that while helping them also to build relationships with their stakeholders that are authentic and not just a one-side win situation, but a win-win for all parties.
Perfect. So all of us have something to offer. We all have a gift. Someone we probably know can help with our job search. Guaranteed. There's like a huge, amazing, diverse group here of individuals. So make a connection, even if it's outside your comfort zone. Typically, like, I'm very talkative now because I'm hosting the event, but usually I'm kind of the person who kind of sits in the back, especially at 7 p.m. on a Thursday. But I just encourage you to, like, some of the best parts of the events are meeting people. So meet someone new. Do ask Ben your individual questions here. He's also here to help, and just such a solid individual again. So he'll be hanging out here right a bit. We do have to be out of the room. That was one thing they told us last time, because I overextended my stay last time. But we have to be out at 8 sharp, so do make sure that you head out. But I'll turn on some music, grab yourself a beverage, and hang out. And thanks for being here today.
That's one thing that's well known, it's embedded in Peru. No, that's just some random fact I know. Yeah. Because it's like some countries, their food is well known around the world. Like UK, I'm sorry, not too much. Shepherd's pie. Oh, fish and chips, yeah. Oh, yeah, well, then, to your point, then I am remote. I live in Austin. I can't say I like it really. I find that it's harder to stay focused, or then again, that's kind of the plus, I'm doing my work, but like, well, I can get away with it, go to the grocery store. I can get away with it, go to the gym. And then I feel guilty later, but I think, should I feel guilty? That's at work, right? Are you really from the 9 to 5, like, wired in, or do you ever just do something that's I just work way less. So then I feel bad about it. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to do this. It's so big. There's a lot of people who love Switzerland. I mean, I'm half Swiss, so I was like, yeah, So she's looking for parking validation too. So you know where it's fun to yeah. I'm all about America when you but are you in the search for a job now?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you have employment now, or?
Right now I don't have a contract.
Yeah.
Just a PSA. If you do have questions about parking validation, let me know. I have the answer. So, but y'all keep networking, keep doing your thing. Yeah.
It actually was.
Yeah, no, well, I saw. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm working now. Was there some beauty just at the end of it? It's in November, so I've just been like, I said now it's a hiring phase. We're training you to be in leadership. Now you can try to get a different job in the company. Which is a problem. And I immediately was like, best thing to be. That's what I say. That's work. But then half of the time I'm like, I'm on my other computer just like trying to get into the job. I'm too lazy. No, I would, but I don't have my LinkedIn. I'm not there yet. I just started.
Yeah, I know.
Let me take the first step. I need to get out.
I mean, there aren't a lot of companies.
Because personally, I don't like leaving at all. And so whenever I get a job, I just really it immediately. But yeah, I need to take the first step, so I'll do it now. I'll try to add you on LinkedIn. If you give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, there's definitely.
Maybe I'm not a good
ad.
Yeah,
there are also the ones that there are. They're not always. There's a lot of zombies on there.
or they're like right on the street.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh wait.
Well, and it's also a lot of companies to support. And then also a lot of companies.
According to this whole thing, I'm like, whoa, apparently I need to be on it like every week. Blah, blah, blah.
Honestly, recruiters are just trying to do the same shit as all.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, it's best to go through your course.
Well, I think it's pretty smart, right? I think
Oh yeah.
like that's the most important part.
Yeah.
I would say it's an economy too. That's probably coming in.
Sharing it out.
Yeah, I'll share it.
So it's, I mean, don't feel like worthless.
The reason I don't like it is just
in his day.
yeah, I don't know. When I have it, I feel like the only reason I have it is so I can get a different job.
I mean, it depends on the
When I have it, I just want to work for the guy.
I actually run a talent agency, and for we're seeing half of a percent.
Because I don't know, I find typically what happens with like, also with the connection, it's like you make a connection, it's like a little like thing in your pocket, but it's like typically mean much. But you never know. Maybe I'm a bit too close-minded.
Yeah, so it's a balance, right? So you immediately start reaching out to a company about the people in the company like to find out, right? Try to get someone to respond, right? And so you mass reach out, direct, connect to them, reach out like, hey, this is blah blah blah. I'd like to learn more about this company. I saw you do this, things like that. And usually out of those five, someone's going to respond, and they will always refer you. What am I just saying? Like on the website.
Yeah. When I was getting the job, I had it, and as soon as they gave me my first
you get like 5 referrals from the same company, and then you have the interview, like, 5 referrals here. And I'm
almost
like, yeah, people like me.
It's like, why would I have, like, you're in the job, like, why are you still working?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
that's why small-minded thinking.
I generally go like second or third before I get on the job. You go today, like you both work in the same work. And when you ask a question, I know I would both have you been to one of these before.
Not for career. But as a result, though, I've just been going out like every single working day, almost long.
Yeah,
it's been a whirlwind. It feels so weird, but don't worry, network. Honestly,
it's
But it's like, you know, balance. Networks are funny and
be happy you're getting interviews. Pretty good interviews.
it's just kind of like inspiring. I see people who are doing cool stuff.
At least you're making an improvement.
So even if I don't,
No, I mean like, because, you know, on average we're seeing, we talk to recruiters, of course, it depends on the company, they're getting like 10,000.
Soccer. Yeah, Brazilian football league just started. So,
you know, those filters aren't very
and yourself, what for your industry?
So they just literally tell you.
I never met myself in a place. I've heard of all kinds of stuff. Because I just heard something I don't care. I'll shoot like I've been in a past where you're kind of meet and I'm looking for it. Every company like I have these people and reaching out to whatever you do. I need to like
No, that's
but I
a
need
good
to
position.
because I'm like HR now. You don't have to just like go to HR so after that. You know what I mean? Like you're really looking at it.
Have you changed your
I have put it in every because they built that and I feel like that should changing it just something. I really get it. I don't want to work for
Well, if you say you're actively searching, then that only works for recruiters.
well, I know it's because I don't want to I get over. I mean, I already.
Well, you can say you're open to work, but not.
I'm in a different mindset. My mindset is just like make money.
But I mean, I think just putting it I wish there's only one way to do it.
That's interesting.
But I think also just updating your portfolio anyway, kind of crazy about it. Like anything that you do, even if it's just like
As soon as I put that, I had left my job.
like you had a post.
No.
Some people are like, hey,
I put it in. I stopped getting recruited. I mean, tech sales is a little different. Sometimes people are related to life.
Right.
It's so tied to revenue.
Right.
It might not be the same thing to do.
I mean, my company is
Happens a lot. Mark, you're a software guy.
Yeah.
What type of software?
Right now I'm doing Internet of Things for the agriculture industry. So tractors all around the world, about 100,000.
I'm assuming you look at John Deere.
Yeah, no, I work for a competitor. So, and it's a super monopolized industry. John Deere is probably, I don't want to make up, but about 80% plus in the USA. So my company is the other 15. Actually, it's less. Yeah, well, bottom line is there's a lot of competitors. But John Deere is really strong in America.
Yeah, no, John Deere is.
So yeah, I've applied, man, and I wish I could get a job there. It would be great. They have an office here on South Congress, I think.
Yeah, I heard that.
Maybe I should just hang out in front of their office and just
go eat lunch and chat.
Julian, nice to meet you. So sales, wow, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's super hard, but
Well, AI, data science is a hot spot.
It is, but it's very, there's lots of tech for it, but I do feel like it's hard. I mean, I feel like I don't know. It's not and then I would have to do the work.
maybe that's,
So I'd have
maybe
to
that's
worry.
associated
I'd
with
have to worry about it. I'd have to worry about it. Like, oh, yeah, you're going to do this, and like, absolutely not. Sorry, this is what I can do, you know, but it was horrible, like that tension.
Yeah, I'm lucky I haven't received the work that I've heard horror stories.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I guess
More
I
executive
just
position
like,
that you're seeking. What's your workflow in that? You're just not on that job. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean,
really, it's like some horrible. I just like, no, you don't want this. You don't want this.
so far from the walls.
Yeah.
We brought this up in the story. So the enterprise.
But I would still
Much more selective. There's a lot of reasons.
I don't know where that comes from.
So the summer I actually started talent business on my right.
And then I don't want to be
So I help like engineers.
but I would be like testing
We have recruiters work with them to help them find a job. So a lot of the product people are executive level who use us. It's like, oh my gosh, the hardest of the hard of actually using this, which is difficult, right? Because it's not like you can leave the lawn and do magic, right? Everything he said there is just we have to be consistent and we have to aspire. Or he said this, he told me more brain executive. In a remote world, it's hard.
Right. Oh, yeah.
This takes time. And so engineers, what they're finding hard. Taking it out.
It's not like the edge.
For management level, probably more like for engineering managers, that's about 8 to 10. So what we try to do is we try to at least cut down the managers. But it's still not management, right? So we try to set the expectations. If we don't, we're in for a long run. Once something magical happens to this market, we're in for a long run. Prepare your runway, right? So when you're trying to take off, you don't want to run out of runway. Capital. Exactly. So, and that's hard because we're not cheap. Like, we're not inexpensive because we're actually humans. You know, we try to do AI, and we use AI, our team uses AI. But at the end of the day, we need humans to do all the interaction, the networking, reach out to hiring, find them, You have to like quickly adjust constantly. So like, it's hard because we're like, you have to get a job 4 months earlier, and the salary is worth it. You still have to pay for it, because you got people to pay. It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. Most people get laid off looking for a job. The first couple of weeks, they're like active, and they start getting depressed. That's it's sad. Part of it's there. What's happened? The process and you get people but they don't pass it. Right, but we can't pass it for you. And I've been interview coaching 7 months. And one of the biggest problems I see is people who are laid off or whatever. I can tell there's something wrong. I can tell there's something. And I can usually tell they're depressed. Not everybody in this room can tell they're something's off. Between two people, someone who's excited and all that, then there's something that's off. You're gonna go fist bump.
Yeah, that's what I found in my process. I took probably from February to May last year to get my job. And I went through it, I got lazy, and then I started to realize that referrals, I need to do volume like crazy. Stop living in Austin. I got some random remote job working for a farm company. And I did interviews, and as I got to it, I got into this flow of engineers are very reserved and very analytical. So with the job, it's not how interviews start. And what I found is by the end of it, I was like almost on cocaine, like how much I was selling myself, lying, exaggerating, and that's what got me. Like I got 3 offers in about 2 weeks, and all I was doing was I wasn't better at engineering. So an engineer's perspective is I don't have more skills. I didn't take anything from my abilities. That's how we think. Are you able to do a task logically? Then you're hired. That's not how it's working for me. Is I'm realizing now I'm having to do it again. I'm like, oh my god, my first interview, I blew it. They asked me how would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 skills? I said 7, 8.5. Didn't get it. Oh, she said 10. I don't know if that's right. What's your second on that? Well, I said a 6, and I think it was the 6. They just said it was the 6. It's screening 6. Oh, he's not smart.
It is kind of like one of those things where even all the requirements that you introduce, but unless sometimes they have, I always tell people, if it's like a must-have, it's a must-have, if you're just applying for hundreds of jobs, it's probably just good, right? But if you're going to invest time, it's not great. But you don't want to lie, right? But that's important because you capture it. At the same time, we don't want to undersell. And if it's like